Money isn't everything, even for the obscenely rich.
Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya, punks?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 stars who turned down crazy deals. For this list, we're looking at the biggest movie, TV, and sports stars who turned down lucrative contracts and deals. We won't be including musicians as they deserve their own list. Number 10, Keanu Reeves. Speed is a masterpiece of action cinema.
Okay, listen, you gotta stay above 50.
Excuse me, are you out of your mind?
Speed 2 Cruise Control is like the crazy aunt hiding in the attic that everyone sort of ignores. Sandra Bullock returned for the maligned sequel as Annie Porter, and Keanu Reeves was replaced by Jason Patric, who plays Annie's boyfriend Alex Shaw. Bullock initially turned down the sequel, but eventually took it to raise money for a movie she was producing called Hope Floats. Reeves was offered $12 million to return as Jack Traven, but he turned it down. Reasons included thinking the script was awful, he didn't need the movie, and he had other projects in mind. Hamlet on stage in Manitoba, Canada, The Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino, and touring with his band Dogstar.
It was just a situation in life where I got the script and I read the script and I was like, ah!
Number 9, Bruce Willis. It's kind of weird for a movie star as rich as Bruce Willis to fight over a measly $1 million.
Might as well just call me Mr. Church.
Willis appeared in an uncredited cameo in the first Expendables as Church, and his role was expanded for The Expendables 2. He was all set to reprise the role for the third film, being offered a solid $3 million for just 4 days of work, plus a little trip to Bulgaria. However, Willis asked for $4 million, effectively making his fee $1 million per day.
A little extreme, but nice.
The production company's response? Willis was dropped from consideration.
Let's quit jerking off. Get down to business, see who's hungry.
Number 8, Michael Keaton. The Batman series started to veer from dark, dreary Burton goodness to wacky, colorful hijinks with Batman Forever, a shift in tone that Michael Keaton was not having.
Now I've got it! Ha! Too many questions. There's too many questions. There's just too many. I'll show you it works.
Keaton expanded his filmography by starring in the first 2 Batman films and was offered to reprise his role for the third. As a little incentive, the studio was willing to offer him an astounding $15 million. It's the kind of sum that aspiring actors dream about. However, Keaton was far from being an aspiring actor, and he abhorred the more comedic and lighthearted direction that Batman Forever was taking, so he turned them down. Was it the right decision? Considering the reviews of the film? Yeah, probably.
No hard feelings.
Number 7, Jim Carrey. Speaking of wacky, very few actors have a year like Jim Carrey did in 1994.
Smoking!
In that year alone, Carrey went from pretty much a nobody to the world's most popular movie star, thanks to The Mask, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, and Dumb and Dumber. The Mask made $350 million on a $23 million budget, so of course New Line wanted more. They offered Carrey $10 million to reprise his role, but to the surprise of everyone, he turned it down. He had not really enjoyed working on Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls, saying that sequels were not challenging or gratifying as an actor.
Must have air.
New Line tucked its tail between its legs and scrapped the sequel for the time being, realizing that it wouldn't work without Carrey, which they really should have stuck to considering what we got with Son of the Mask. Number 6, Sean Connery. Gandalf is just one of those roles that you can't see any other actor in. A perfect marriage between actor and character that seems like a gift straight from the movie gods. And to think it almost went to Sean Connery.
A wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Before turning to Ian McKellen, the producers of The Lord of the Rings asked Connery to play Gandalf. They buttered him up with an amazing offer, $30 million up front plus 15% of the entire series' box office returns. However, Connery reportedly didn't understand the role and turned them down.
Go back to the shadow.
Had he taken it, he would have been $450 million richer. That's gotta hurt. At least he'll always have James Bond.
Bond. James Bond.
Number 5. Jodie Foster. Everyone remembers Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter, while Jodie Foster is often given short shrift.
I'm here to learn from you. Maybe you can decide for yourself whether or not I'm qualified enough to do that.
However, she's just as important towards the legacy of the film, and her Best Actress win ensured that The Silence of the Lambs took home the big 5 Oscars, those being picture, director, adapted screenplay, actor, and actress.
Quid pro quo, doctor.
Therefore, the studio knew just how important both Hopkins and Foster were, and reportedly offered them both $15 million to return for Hannibal. Foster originally claimed to be involved, but later rejected the offer. She found the sequel too grisly, and she was working on a movie of her own titled Flora Plum at the time. That movie never came to fruition, and Foster was replaced by Julianne Moore in the 2001 sequel.
Given the chance, you would deny me my life, wouldn't you?
Not your life.
My freedom, just that. You take that from me.
Number 4. Will Ferrell. It's hard to make a new Christmas classic. It seems like everything under the sun regarding Christmas has already been done.
You sit on a throne of lies.
And then along came Elf in 2003, proving that there was still some mileage left on Santa's sleigh. Part of what made Elf so good was Will Ferrell, whose character Buddy is now a holiday icon. Director Jon Favreau has repeatedly shown interest in making a sequel, and Ferrell was reportedly offered a juicy $29 million paycheck if he returned.
No, but buddy, don't, you don't have to call me, okay?
Good idea, you call me.
But Ferrell repeatedly shuts discussions down by pulling a Jim Carrey and claiming that he doesn't really do sequels. Ferrell also jokes about his age, saying that a Buddy the middle-aged elf would never work.
He's an angry elf.
Number 3. Shaquille O'Neal. O'Neal is one of the biggest names in basketball history, serving as a 4-time NBA champion, 3-time NBA Finals MVP, and 15-time All-Star. Owing to his incredible fame and riches, a little coffee chain called Starbucks approached Shaq and asked him to invest in the company. However, O'Neal turned them down, telling then CEO Howard Schultz that, quote, "black people don't drink coffee." Magic Johnson scooped up the opportunity, and in 2010, he sold his stake back to Starbucks for an estimated $70 million.
I'm not very competitive. It's not necessary.
O'Neal has claimed that he feels a sting of regret and shame every time he sees a Starbucks, realizing that he walked away from tens of millions of dollars.
Even Shaquille needs a reminder every once in a while of what's really important and why he's doing all this damn work in the first place.
Number 2. Matt Damon. This Massachusetts actor is unimaginably rich, but he could have been unfathomably rich had he taken a particular offer from James Cameron.
I started having these dreams of flying. I was free. Sooner or later, though, you always have to wake up.
Damon told British GQ in 2019 that he was personally offered the lead role in Avatar. In place of his traditional salary, Damon was offered 10% of the movie's box office returns. He turned it down, saying that he didn't want to cause problems with, quote, all his friends on the Bourne Ultimatum.
If you were in your office right now, we'd be having this conversation face to face.
Avatar ended up grossing $2.79 billion. So if Damon had taken the deal, he could have walked away with almost $280 million for one movie. Damon reportedly regrets passing up the opportunity to work with Cameron, but as he says, it's not like his kids are going hungry.
Venezuela, that was some mean bush.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Dave Chappelle. This famous comedian remains the poster child, or poster man, for valuing artistic integrity and personal contentment over fame and fortune. Chappelle grew wildly successful with Chappelle's Show, and Comedy Central reportedly offered him an astounding $55 million contract.
And I'm not disrespecting the UN, even though they don't got no army. Go sell some medicine, bitches! Trying to get that all!
However, the world-famous star was growing disillusioned with his fame, the rigorous shooting schedule, the creative direction of the show, and the Hollywood industry as a whole.
I'm Tyrone Biggum. I heard that I can win a lot of money and I get a pig testicle dinner with all the fixings. You gotta play to win.
Realizing that he had grown discontented, Chappelle stopped production and took a spiritual trip to South Africa to clear his head. He literally walked away from both the show and his $55 million contract, and he now lives in peaceful seclusion in Ohio, only doing projects he wants to do, like stand-up comedy.
I'm just getting started, bitches.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.